Hey, it's Ronnie. Thanks for checking out this review. Quick tip. Want to hit 10k per month online? My coach can help. Just click the first link below. Now, the review. Grab the product using the second link and I'll throw in 4 free bonuses. Free traffic, email list builder, website creator, and time saving tools. This would set you back for 4 grand, but they're yours free when you use my link. And these will be delivered to you via Warrior Plus or JVZoo. So let's dive in.
This is exactly how I made over $6,823 with a passive AI generated coloring book faceless side hustle. And this is probably unlike any coloring book training you've ever seen because I'm actually going to take you inside the program, use the prompts in real time, and show you exactly how literally any single person can do this. So if you really want to create a truly passive income, make sales 24/7 without trading your time for money, create an almost totally hands-free income with a real faceless business, and this is a business that needs zero previous experience or any successes. You don't need any special training coming into this. Then the AI Coloring Book Academy is exactly what you've been looking for. Now, I know this is a bold claim, but I think I'll be able to prove this in just a second. Starting an AI coloring book business is the easiest business that literally anyone can do to be able to make money online. And I'll prove it, like I said, in this video. So here's the thing. I know you've probably heard all this stuff before. So maybe you even tried making your own coloring books, and that process is pretty straightforward. I'll show you in just a second. And maybe these books, you publish them on Amazon, they just sit there and they never sell a single copy. Well, 0 copies is exactly what 99% of coloring books sell when most people try starting a business like this. And what I'm going to share with you right after I show you how simple this is to do, it's a critical, I can't stress this enough, this is a critical 2-part success strategy, and nobody is sharing this with you. Okay, so even if you've tried and failed before, just do what you see in this video and it's going to change the game. So now, how do I know this stuff, right? Well, my name is Johnny Andrews. I've been making my living online for over 20 years. And I started publishing to Amazon KDP back in 2009. I have published over 450 books. I've sold over 91,000 copies of those things. Been able to help over 177,000 entrepreneurs with my courses and training. I've started and grown online businesses to become some of the largest in the world. I've created a marketing agency that's helped tons of authors, in fact, over 18,000 authors start, grow, and succeed. And some of these testimonials, obviously, these are some of my favorite. Abby Weeks actually reached out through support and said, hey, I owe you a lot. I got my sales up to 100,000 per month after taking up the methods I learned from you, which is awesome. Paula Seymour said she had just lost a job, was living in her parents' house for the winter, put everything you taught me to use, and now I'm closing in on about $200,000 in sales for the year. Now, there's very specific things that both of these people have in common, and that is they put in the effort. All they did, they followed the steps that I laid out, they put in the effort, and then they got the results. And they clearly are way above average, okay? But they're killing it, and they put in the work themselves. So I'm going to show you exactly how simple this program is, especially when you're using AI. But I want to clear something up first, because I said something that might be a little confusing. What did I mean by when I said almost totally passive income? All right, well, you will almost do nothing when it comes to this. All right, so AI is going to help you pick the market. AI is going to come up with all of these endless ideas. AI is going to create the coloring page images, and then Amazon is going to market your book to customers. They're going to print and ship your books, and they're going to send you the money. Okay, you don't even need to do the thing that I'm about to show you if you don't want to. So say, for example, you're really busy, you don't have any time because of family, friends, or whatever. Everything that you see here is so copy paste simple that even if you don't want to do it, you can literally like hire a local kid or somebody from Fiverr to do this. I mean, maybe you hire some local kid who likes playing on computers and pay him in candy bars or cookies. I don't know. It's up to you. All right, so how I got started with this is a little bit weird. It doesn't have anything to do with making money. It was actually my youngest daughter was really into drawing and coloring books, and we were spending tons of money getting these things for her. And I was like, you know what? It'd probably be cool if I did this. So I went and bought some courses, watched some videos, you know, the typical thing. And it looked pretty easy. You know, I've been doing things that were similar to this for quite some time. It's like, all right, let's give it a swing. So I did, and I made a bunch of these, and my daughter loved them, and her friends loved them, and it was awesome. And it was kind of a dad flex, and I was pretty proud of it. And then I got to thinking, I wonder if I could make money with this. It could be kind of cool, right? But there was this little confusing thing that was happening here. So it's like, I've been doing this for a while, right? And I thought that I was kind of, I kind of know what to do in order to be successful with this, but none of these courses were teaching any of that. I'm like, well, do they know something that I don't? And not to give you a spoiler alert, but no, they really didn't. In fact, it turned out that those things were completely missing from almost all of the training. So here's what I'm going to do. First, I'm going to prove to you how easy it is to make coloring books with AI. I'm actually going to do it. And then I'm going to share this two-part success strategy with you so that you can see that this will literally make the difference between success and failure. And like I said earlier, if you've done this before, just do these things and you are going to completely transform everything that's been happening. All right, let's jump into the computer and I'll show you what I'm talking about. I'm going to show you how easy this is to do. And I'm going to do that by literally going into the course and copying and pasting one of the prompts. Now, obviously, I'm not going to take you through the whole thing, but let's hit expand all so you can see just what's in this thing. We have discover the markets. We're going to use AI for that. I'm going to walk you through the whole success process. We're going to have creating these coloring pages with AI. I've got a ton of very simple, fast videos that are going to show you all of the secrets that you need here. We're going to use Canva. I'm going to show you all that. I'm literally going to give you the checklist. I'm going to give you all the templates and all that great stuff. We're going to publish to KDP really fast, how to automate sales, Canva templates, massive sales booster with this AI or this A+ content. Again, you make it with AI and Canva. And then if you've ever tried coloring books before and haven't been able to pull it off, just go directly to this section. I'm going to show you how to completely transform everything. So let's see what we've got here. Make prompts. Let's find something with the blending. Let's do, oh, this one's great. Make sure you watch this one, the enhancement. It is absolutely insane. All right, I am going to do this one, simple copy paste prompts and stuff like that. So what I'm showing you in this particular section is how to take a prompt and how to adjust it. Literally, you can just jump in and adjust it. So here's what I'm going to do. This is Midjourney. I'm going to hit Imagine, and I literally just copied that prompt out of this thing. I'm going to do another one of these here. And then I'm just going to, for a square image, I'm just going to do that. Now what I'm going to do is pause this while it thinks, because it can take maybe, I don't know, 30 seconds to a minute. I'm not going to waste your time, so I'll be right back. There we go. So that took maybe a minute or something like that. So let's open this up and take a look. We have, every time you do this, it'll come up with 4 different images. And let's say, for example, I like this one. Now I'm picking this right now just to save time. But you can obviously play around with this more if you want. You're going to hit upgrade or, individual. Pull this one out. We're going to open in browser. I'm going to right click. I'm going to save, and I'm going to call this BUNNY. There we go. Desktop. Then we'll go to downloads and we'll hit save. Now check this out. We are going to go into our Canva template. If I can find the right one, here we go. So this is what these square. It's 8.5 by 8.5 by 8.5. You get this in your course. So check this out. Let's say we want to, this is a placeholder. So obviously we want to do all of those things. I'm going to go in here, find this thing, grab my bunny. I'm going to drag and drop this. So, I don't think I've used any code yet. I'm just going to put that right there. All right. I'm going to do this. We're going to hit edit. I'm going to give it a little bit of a shadow, do a little outline there. Boom, boom, done. That's how you edit the images. Okay. Obviously I'm going to show you way more things so that, the shading isn't there and all that. It's all very, very simple to fix, but this is how simple it is. You literally just create the images with AI. You're going to run them through an enhancement tool, and you drag and drop them into Canva, and you move them into your coloring book. Ta-da, you're done. Then you download it and upload it. It is literally this simple. Absolutely every single person should be able to do this. All right, so as you can see, that part, and this is what everybody says, is that coloring book side hustle is easy. And you know what? They're completely right. They're actually telling the truth with that. That is real. That is every bit as easy as I just showed you. All right. Now that might bring up a couple of questions, being like, okay, this sounds way too good to be true. And if it is that simple, why isn't everybody doing this? Now, here's the thing. There are tons of people that have tried this. Absolutely. There are probably at this point millions of coloring books that are published on Amazon that are just sitting there doing nothing. They haven't made a single sale yet. Okay. So yeah, lots of people get sucked into the hope of this thing and the dreams. And well, I'm going to show you why it hasn't worked in just a second. Okay. Because making, like I said, the book is as easy as I just showed you. The biggest problem is that almost nobody is disclosing this. This is why when you publish books to Amazon, most of them don't make a single sale. Okay. Now I feel like we're all adults here at this point, that I can be perfectly honest with you. Not every coloring book that you make is going to be a massive success. Oh, it hurts, right? But that's just how it is. Not everything. Not every time you try something does it become like this massive home run and crowds of people lift your book up on their shoulders and carry it to their friends and family. That's just not how things go, okay? Most of the time it's like, meh, whatever. All right, but there's a bright side to this. And there's a way to get around the fact that not every book is going to be a massive hit. So this is the first part. Remember, there's 2 parts to the success strategy. The first one is you must publish your coloring books in a series. And I have yet to see someone who is this blatant about it. But if you don't do this, it's probably not going to work. And I recommend 5 to 10 titles per series. Now, here's the thing. You don't need to take my word for it. You can jump on Amazon. You can go look at people who are really, the best sellers of all the things. And you can see what they're doing. This is a really well-known publisher. And guess what? They're publishing in a series. You can go through their entire back catalog and you can see, oh, look, series and series and series. Okay, so part 1, please publish in a series. It's super important. And you saw what I showed you. With AI, this is not hard. It doesn't take any more effort to make, say, 5 books versus 1 book or 1 image or, a billion images. It just takes a little bit extra time to do that. So it's very, very simple. So there's no reason why this shouldn't be done. Okay, remember, AI is doing all that hard work for you. Literally anyone who's just willing to put in this basic effort can pull this off. Okay, just follow the system that I'm showing you. Because when you combine both of these parts, I'm going to show you the second one in just a second, this is where you can absolutely win. This is how success will start showing up for you. All right, so now what's that part 2? And this is a very common false belief. Okay, I want to address this because I think it's going to make a lot of sense, especially if you've tried and failed before. Most people, and this is including all of the authors that I've worked with, most people believe that when they publish a coloring book, or any book for that matter, to Amazon, that somehow, some way, people are just going to magically discover this book and sales are just going to happen. There's this interesting belief out there that once the book is done and it's on Amazon, it's like game over, you've won. The reality is very different. Amazon will not magically show people your books. Okay, you can pick the lowest competition keywords. It's not going to matter. And there's tons of training where people can spend hours and hours and hours in doing this. And yeah, keywords are very helpful, and I'll show you why in a second. But they're not helpful for the way people are telling you. And the same thing with these categories. Okay, people are, oh, you got to find this, category where people are looking, but there's nothing to buy. It's like, okay, it doesn't matter, right? Because that's not how Amazon works. The way to do this is actually a lot simpler than what they're teaching. It's a lot faster, a lot simpler, and a whole lot more straightforward. So you can literally cut hours out of your typical market research phase with this. All right. Here's how to make Amazon, or if you want to say, you could force Amazon to show your coloring books to these buyers. All right. Like I said, they do not naturally just show your stuff to people searching, but we're going to be able to force them to by doing this one thing. Now, I want you to imagine for a second how different your experience with this would be if, when people were shopping for coloring books, instead of your book being impossible to find because it's buried underneath millions of other titles, your book showed up first. Like, can you just think for a second in your mind, like, how that would change your experience with this? And the cool thing is, literally anyone can do this. So if you're able to publish through Amazon KDP, free system, super easy, tons of people talk about it. All right, you can also do this. Okay, this takes about 3 minutes, sometimes less, sometimes a little bit more, but 3 minutes I think is a pretty good way to go. And it costs as little as $1 a day. So yes, this is advertising. We are going to do the evil A word of advertise, but we're going to do it the right way. So it's awesome and it's fast. I'm going to use an example. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about in just a second. I'll show you the results of this in just a second, but I want to use this carnival ride as an example so that everybody can understand what I'm talking about here. And I'm doing this because this is such a universal issue, okay? This is a ride called the Slingshot, okay? Nobody's telling you this stuff, by the way. But that little basket represents your coloring books. It's down there at the bottom. Nobody's really seeing it, okay? Those poles each represent Amazon bestseller lists, and those could be for coloring books, right? Now, your goal, or what you would like to have happen, and this is what everyone expects to happen naturally, well, after you do this, you're going to be able to do it really quick and easy. You're going to be able to slingshot your coloring book from the bottom where nobody's going to see you to the top of the bestseller list where everybody can see it. Just like this. There's a little GIF that I made of this whole thing. That's where the money lives, is getting from the bottom up into the eyeballs. All right. So once you're there, then people have the opportunity to even see your stuff. And this is the missing piece. Number 1, publish in a series. And number 2, get your books in front of people in the right way. Okay. This is 3 minutes. It's easy, it's fast, it's cheap, okay? $1 to $3 a day to start. You can expand if you want, but I honestly don't think you should spend more. Even if you have like $1 billion sitting in a coffee can next to you, don't spend more than this because you want to find out some stuff first, okay? Now, here is a result. So I went and searched in Amazon. Do you see the little blue arrows right there? This is what people see first. You see up in the upper right there, it says sponsored, and there's a blue line. You can see the first 4, those are sponsored. Do you see something else though? Look at right there. I wanted to point this out because a lot of people get worried about it. You do not need to start this with reviews. There's a lot of people who think, oh, but I need to have like an audience. No, you don't. You don't need to have anything. No one even needs to know this is you. You also don't need to start this with any reviews at all. The more you do this, the more the reviews show up. And I actually teach you how to turn on that cycle inside of the course. All right, so now you have a shot at this. Your coloring books are going to show up right next to the top selling titles. And so when you put great coloring books, because remember, I'm showing you exactly how to make these things really awesome, and you put those things right next to best-selling titles, this is where sales can be made, right? So anybody can follow the AI Coloring Book Academy system. This is how you succeed, all right? So you're going to use Copy Paste Simple AI. You're going to create an amazing coloring book series. Actually create a few series too, okay? Don't just stop at one. Then you use Copy Paste Simple AI to create fantastic descriptions, popular categories, yes, keywords. Then we're going to use really fast, simple AMS. Those are the kinds of ads that I just showed you, where the results of those things are that it's going to put you right in front of the place where people are looking to buy. This basically forces Amazon to show everyone your coloring books when they're shopping for coloring books. So they're not going to show your coloring books to people who are shopping for teacups. No, you're the people that want the thing that you sell. This is literally the best way to do things. And then we're going to do it again. So yes, starting an AI coloring book business can be hands-free, stress-free, faceless, mostly passive income. I've gone through all of the pieces of this. I even showed you inside the course. I even pulled from the course actual prompts that you can use to show you how simple this is. And AI and Canva are handling the entire thing. So you can join completely risk-free. And yes, anyone who applies themselves consistently can succeed with this. I wasn't kidding at the beginning when I said that starting a business, doing AI coloring books is the easiest way that literally anyone, even with no experience or anything like that, can actually start seeing some income online. All right, you just have to put in the time, put in the effort. None of this is difficult. And if you have a super busy life, you can have other people do it for you. It's all very, very, very simple. We're going to use AI. You're going to be able to use copy, paste, simple templates. I even have a section where I show you how to get AI to give you the prompts that are going to create the best images. I literally take you through all of those questions. Every single step is covered, including how to set up those very low cost, high efficiency ads with your coloring book series. I then show you how to keep doing it and keep growing. And I show you, especially if you've tried this before and had a rough time of it, or maybe you failed, that happens. I totally get it. Go to the bottom of this. There's a bonus section specifically just for you, where I am going to give you over 7 different, here's what happened, here's how to fix it. And I'll take you through that entire situation. You can apply that to your coloring books if you haven't already, and you can see how that stuff works out for you. Okay? So on top of all of that stuff, there's a 30-day money-back guarantee. No questions asked. Just shoot an email to our support department, and we'll get you taken care of. All right? So I'm super excited to have you in here. I've been able to help over 18,000 authors with this. I myself have sold over 91,000 books, and I think I've made this extremely simple so it's easy to understand. The videos are nice and short, fast, and the AI is insanely powerful. And it's all very affordable and effective. All right, so hit the button, join, and I'll see you inside. Can't wait to hear about your successes.